bugs? I'm back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. So if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my grown, extended, beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for the love and support. It's truly appreciated. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light. And many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift. And if you feel like the videos give good vibes, that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath, they're needing spiritual guidance or a confirmation or validation towards life and, life path and purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give a girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on the social media favorites wherever you see fit. As always, thank you so much for the love and support. It's truly appreciated. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And the video I'm about to do right now is talk about Twin Flame 101. Welcome the frequencies that match you or exceeds it. There's a lot of things right now where you can look back at the past, look back at the past, not dwell on it, but just look at it and see, how far you have come, what different things is good for your soul as well as good for your energy, and what is absolutely hell to the no. Not good at all. Those situations came into your life to teach you, learn you, and then let go, and a lot of times it's kind of hard to do that depending on the situation or the person. But now it's at that point where you are starting to get more aggressive about different things into your life. Like you'll know when you have changed a lot, even though your situation, you feel like you may be in the same chapter of your life. That doesn't mean that chapter and that change has not taken place. Because a lot of times things move up and move fast. And I remember I said, I think in one of my first other videos, I said that where it can move so fast, it can look still. But it's like that situation was supposed to change you in some kind of way. And, it just at that point where you have to be very selective about what you choose to select, and you look at situations, you see how much you have changed. And it could be somebody that you're talking to, and that you, especially if you're on that spiritual connection with them and you're talking to them, there'll be different people I've talked to, and it'll be a certain consequence of a situation that I've talked about. And then he'll be like, girl, why you brought that up? Or why you talk about that? That was so unhealthy. Or that situation has already closed the door. Don't open that door back up. And then when you're allowing yourself to notice, like, hey, why are you talking about that? That's not good for you, allowing then that's letting that's taking you back to a vibration of you that you already clear let go. Or even they even tell you, if certain things is taken out of your life, don't bring that same kind of matching energy that God done took out of your life. Don't replace it with the same type of energy that He already done took out. And you have to be very, and it's like right now you have to be very brutally honest with yourself. What individuals, what you are not going to deal with, what you're not going to deal with, because a lot of times I used to be that person that I would just tell you what you wanted to hear, when it comes to a point, or when I'm in my feelings and really start popping off, it was like people I used to hang out with at school, they used to laugh at me, and it was like, it'll be a certain person, but you acting like you don't like me. I ain't acting. I'm not acting. I don't like you. And they used to bust out laughing like, girl, did you really say that? Yeah. Why am I gonna lie about that? I don't like that person. I don't like it. They'll be trying to be friends with me. I'm like, no, you don't stub my toe in the worst kind of freaking way. And it would be like that pain would be like if I don't have a bunion, but it's like you hitting that bunion, and it really just done hit something. I ain't gonna allow you to step anywhere around my feet after you done stepped on that bunion. Heck to the no. Maybe think about that movie called I'm Gonna Get You Sucker back in the day. Man, I would straight shoot you dead if you hit my bunion, But it's just at that point, I done got very aggressive about things I'm just not going to entertain. If it's not improving me, if it's not evolving me, it will not involve me. Different things that I see that if it overwhelms me and it gets to that point, like, oh my God, this energy that they got, and I'm not trying to be mean, but this energy they got is so suffocating and I can't deal with that. Even there'll be some times where if you're allowing yourself to be that support system, because it's at times you really need to be a support system for somebody, because there may have been a time where you got that support when you truly needed it. So it's that time. The best thing you can do when you have blessings that comes into your life, play it off, play it forward to the next person. And that's how the world is starting to evolve right now because there's so much change that is needing to take place in this world. And it's like for you to want that change that God envisioned with you on choosing you to take towards that path. And when I say that, daggone chill came up. You have to be able to place that into yourself. And that's where they say you got to get aggressive with yourself. You got to go hard for what you want. Because it's like, you come into that point where time is running out for you. Even if time existed, it's running out. So it's telling you, don't involve yourself with somebody who is okay with keeping themselves like they messy. Every time you turn around, there's something that person's in, or they causing friction in somebody else's life, and they always projecting on other people. And you be like, look, I ain't got nothing to deal with that. I can't deal with that. That's just, too much. I don't want it around me. I don't want to deal with it. I got this and this and that going on in my life, and I ain't got time to be bringing in something that's very unnecessary and very cruel to my soul. You have to be that way. But if it's some type of energy that's very having no motives, because a lot of times it's scary to bring people into your life when you have been so accustomed to dealing with people that got hidden motives in your life, or they see or hear something about you and they want to get in where they can fit in and deal with you until it was beneficial for them, and then they leave. It's very genuine. I remember it reminded me of a post. It's like, it's not surprising when somebody that's supposed to be a friend or a family member and they go behind and talk bad about you behind your back, and that's what they need to be, behind you. But the thing is that there's really a shocker when somebody can sit up here and misrepresentate you into a bad light, even though you may not have been a good person towards that person, or that person is very insecure about you. They will place you as being a villain in every daggone script that they write. You're always that bad person. And I'm like, nah, I know that person, and I tell people there's times I've really hurt people in my life, and I was very cruel. I mean, there will be different things I was doing a tit for tat with, or that person was caught in a line fire, like, in that line of fire when it had nothing to do with them. And I felt very bad because there's somebody out there I've done wrong. I'm not going to lie and say that. There's times I was hurt, but also I was the type of person, I was the hurt tea. I was that person that plays a whole bunch of confusion in somebody's life when they were very good to me. Because that was at that time where I didn't care about myself. Anything that was good for me was not something I was used to. So I'll play it off to the side, and I was so used to people, doing me dirty. That's what I got accustomed to being around. If somebody was really coming to me and involving good intentions for me, I was like, oh, you're boring. There's a lot of times where I've seen different women and different men skip out on something that was sent as a blessing to them, and they overstepped that to something that wasn't even about a message. If that was supposed to be an experience and this is supposed to be a blessing, and they chose the blessing. I mean, they overstepped the blessing to get with a daggone experience that's not going to be this and that, in and out, and those are the things that they're telling you about. Get aggressive with moving on, getting aggressive with staying focused. Because there's a lot of times that God will place these tests of distractions in front of you to see which one are they going to choose. Are they going to focus for this one that's bringing all this constant drama in here and don't want to see them grow? Or are they going to allow themselves to stay focused on what I'm helping them grow with? Because and there would be times where I had to really see for myself when God say, focus on me and not that storm. That storm can't touch you, but I can. I can make moves with you. I can create you to be in your own storm when that storm's trying to distract you, And it reminded me of a post again where they showed you where, there'll be the doubters of the devil whispering to you, there's a storm you're heading at. And it's like, it's okay, because I made up my own storm. There's a lot of times we're placing those hardships to really learn the hard way. And with us being Heyokas, we learn everything hard. We so ass backwards. There'll be different times, and I tell people this, and I'm meaning to warn you and not warn you, but just let you know, the more you become more open, you'll notice there'll be certain things. Because I notice, like with the platforms that I'm on, I deal with a lot of computer work with, writing down descriptions and stuff like that. Or even when I text, like when I get mad, I start, I'm like, what the hell did I just say? And you be texting and you be looking illiterate like hell. And there's no disrespect towards anybody who's illiterate, but it's just the point you can tell when somebody is being calm and they'll articulate themselves in the right way. But you move them in some kind of way, they start messing with, no. I'm like, what did I say? What did I do? And then more you're starting to do that. Like I have dyslexia. So I noticed that the stronger I get, there'll be certain words. Like it'll be like, oh, cold water. And next thing you know, I'll be like water cold. Or I'll be trying to, type something and end up messing up, put in, like if it's an ED, I put DE, you know, and you'll start, and I was like, dang, my energy is getting really intense. And it's not like you're trying to, you know, dumb yourself down, and that's not what it is. But it's like when you start getting more intense, you'll start doing things a lot more backwards than you usually do. So in case that's been happening, it's like you're really tapping in, and it gets really strong, and you'll start noticing, like you can look back at text messages and see, dang, how did you miss that? And there'll be certain times that I'll do that, you know, because I may be thinking about something, or I may be in the heat of a moment and just start, you know, typing and not paying attention to what I'm doing. Or there may be certain things, you know, you multitasking, you know, like, and it'll be something like, Roslynn, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, shoot. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm doing 5 different things in 2 times. They were like, what? I'm doing a lot at once. You know, and I'll say that, different things. But this is at that time where learn from those lessons, learn from those people. Learn from your experiences, but this is that time for you to keep growing and going. This ain't that time to fall back. You ain't got that time to fall back unless you taking a seat or going to the bathroom. They don't want to be able to do that. You know, this is that time where you got to get very brutal with yourself. I'm not entertaining this. I'm not going like, hey, you know, because there'll be different times where I'll be really ready. Like I could be having so much on my mind and say, you know what, I want to do a video. And they say, you know, nothing will work. And I'm wondering, like, I want to do it. No, I need you to focus on why you need to distract yourself with something like this when I'm trying to have this happen to you for you to learn about yourself. That's why I was doing, you know, and then you have to be able to understand there's a lot of times we go to exterior, you know, interactions to distract ourselves from stuff. And especially right now, a lot of us our energies is getting real potent where it's already starting to glitch out a lot of different things that we use. Like I tell people, hey, you know, I wonder why on my IG videos, they come out clear. I guess it's just this program with live that I have an issue with. But if I do a video or I do a podcast, it comes in so clear. But here, you know, my energy has always been crazy. There's people that have been with me for a while. I can do a video and I talk with my hands. And we got Italians in our family, you know, because it's like, I know a lot of my Italian friends, they used to always talk with their hands, you know, do this, and, you know, do that. But sometimes I'll do it, but then there are certain things I was like, oh, drive me crazy. I can't deal with a lot of things like that where moving your hand, like, say, stop, back up when you do that. Because if you up and hit me, it's going to be a problem. But, you know, there's a lot of different things where, you know, my energy will be very potent. They're like, Roslynn, it glitches out at sometimes. I'm like, look, my energy in this daggone program does not like each other. So there's a lot of time I'm like, sorry about the quality that I have, you know, that's taking place right now. My bad. You know, when I get better equipment, I can do better. So, you know, it's just, you know, different things where it just taught me, I got to get more serious about things. You know, a lot of times you know, you place in solitude for God to make you focus on yourself. Stop being distracted by adding people to your life. Cause I used to be that way. I didn't like being alone with my thoughts, and it was just me awakening. And I just didn't like it because there'll be certain things that I'll be able to do that I didn't know. I thought it was an issue with me, but it'll be a gift. It don't feel like an illness, but it's a gift. You know, for me to be able to hear certain things, see certain things. You know, a lot of people poke fun at that, or, you know, they want to tell people, oh, she crazy. No, it's just me having a gift, you know, because there'll be certain things there's no way of me knowing, and I end up knowing. But it's just what, you know, with what I'm going through on my path right now is being aggressive with yourself. Be okay with being unsure with how things is going to unfold. You already know you have to be that person to understand whatever. You know, if you know you're moving in good favor gonna happen for you. You know, no matter what, you know, things are going through, you're gonna have your life of ups and downs. You're gonna have different things that's gonna go left when you're trying to go right. And it's okay. A lot of times things happen that way to create something better for you, you know, and that's why they're telling you to let go of things that's not ready to go through, you know, that truth, or, you know, anything that is not matching that frequency. You know, you don't need anything that is going to pull you back to that place. You don't need to be around anybody that's going to pull the old part of you. If you have been committed to say, you know what, that's not a part of me anymore. That makes me so uncomfortable. That put me in a bad space. They put me in a bad head place, whatever. You know, that energy is emotionally dragging to me. And I want to have something that uplifts me. I want to have something to make me laugh. You know, people already know if I'm on a one-on-one, even when I'm on here, you know, and I interact with people or different things I might say, but like, Roslynn, you stupid. I'm like, hey, there's a lot of times you got to laugh to keep from crying. Because I'll be that type of person. I want to do something. I'm like, oh, dad, you know, you really saying something. You know, I don't want to listen to somebody that's so textbook that you're boring to me. You know, because it's like, I'm not going to understand anything to do. I used to be like that in school. Like, you know, why don't you pay attention? You ain't giving me something to keep my attention. I got ADD. You gotta keep me surprised. Like, ooh, you know, I'll be that person. Oh, this and this and that. Oh, Lord, there go monkey. You know, and I'll be really switch the script real quick. People like, Roslynn, you just came off. Look, you got to keep up. You know, like you telling people real quick, you got to keep up. I'm just like that. But now it's at that point. I don't want to be able to connect with anything that is going to take me back to that point. Because sometimes I got to catch myself like, ooh, that is this going to be an investment or a massive fallback? No, you need to pick and choose what certain things that you need to allow yourself to connect with. You know, you have to understand there's a lot of people out there that's okay with being in a misunderstanding. There's different people that, you know, go through different things that, you know, that are okay with doing what they're doing. That's not healthy, you know, but you have to understand, you know, your path better than anybody else other than God. That's the only one who knows your path and where it's trying to take you. You have to be very selective about what you choose to select. Your choices got to be very picky. You know, people like you know, you'll appreciate my silence when you understand why I was loud. You know what I'm saying? You'll understand me. You'll know in so many different words when I say, oh, I'm okay. You may not. You're like, no, you're not. How do you know? I know I know how your energy is. So it's telling you right now, well, no, from this time being, be very selective about what you choose to select into your life. If this is something that you know, this is that person I need to have in my life because this is going to really take me somewhere. And it's just like that person wants to see me grow. That person wants to see the best come out of me. That person is supporting me. And that is the person that I want to be able to be teamed up with. Because that person is like that mind that wants to manifest so much and is not afraid to see a next person that wants to win just like they do. They hungry to, you know, become better, you know, and you need to be, they always tell you, be around people that want to manifest, be around people that want to create new, that wants to see the best come out of you, not the stress that come out of you, but the best, the ones who believe in themselves, to teach you to believe in yourself. You know, you're God don't put different images in your head just for it to entertain you. He's telling you, if I can put this in your head, this idea in your head, you can manifest this into your reality. But it's going to take some hard times. It's going to be some nights that you're going to not be able to hang with the crew. It's going to be some nights you ain't going to be able to hang out with your friends and be in the clubs and, you know, popping off and this and this and this and that. This is that time to stay focused on yourself. This is that time for you to be off to yourself and just get your mind together, because I'm creating something very magical for you, but I need you to be on point. Because a lot of times we try to speed up the process because we get anxious, we tired of waiting. You know, you so ready because you tired of dealing with certain things in your life. I've been there. You know, so I've been there. And God's like, just trust the process. Enjoy where you are now. And I'm like, dude, do you see what situation I'm in? I'm in the middle of a damn hell zone. And you tell, how can I be happy with that? And it's just like, it's all, if you see it as a hell zone, that's what you're creating within your life. But if you can allow your hell zone to be able to say, this is a learning experience, even though this mess feel like it's in the pit of hell, I'm learning so much about myself, about the things that I know I need to stop worrying about, what things I need to choose to entertain, what choose not to entertain, what I need to disconnect from, what I need to add on. This is allowing myself to get prepared to be able to be that beast that God created me to be. And a lot of times we play like a little mouse when your butt is like, you know, Godzilla. You know, there's, you know, a lot of times you play little gecko and your butt was Godzilla this whole time, but you had to go through that war zone for you to be able to recognize that. So they tell you, match that frequency, be that type of person. Like, people come to me and they're like, boss, I don't know what I got, what it takes. It's like, do you really want better for your life? Sometimes I got to do that self-talk for myself. You really want better for your life? Yeah, but I don't know which way to go. And it's just like, sometimes we try to force ourselves to see a direction when God trying to use, he wants you, you know, you trying to pave a way for a direction when he's that GPS. And a lot of times we try to use our own direction and we get lost, and he's like, so you gonna allow me to help you yet? You know, because a lot of times I don't like read maps. I never like, you know, stuff like that. I'm like, I be turning that mess. I'm like, girl, give me the GPS. Just give me the GPS because I can't read maps. I don't like it. Whatever, give me the GPS or give me something so I can type out the directions and tell you which way to go, and those different things. So it's just like right now is at that turning point where they're telling you, you need to be around certain energy. You got to be around energy situations, and different frequencies that is going to catapult you into that next, that next level, that next tier into your life. You don't have time to be dealing with people that are okay, being where they are, or okay and not wanting to add on towards something that was already seen as a blessing. Some people like, shoot, I'm living good, eating good, money good, and this and this and that. Oh, I'm okay. Okay. Or I like how I am. I like how I be. Okay, if that works for you, that'll work for you. And congratulations on that. But, I want to be that type of person. When God give me this vision, I want to be able to keep adding towards that. I want to keep manifesting something that's going to keep me busy, that's going to set in stone for the legacy I'm going to leave behind. I want to be able to be that person that's a go-getter where they see, their family just going straight hard for it, especially if, you having to do it from scratch, from the bottom to get to the top. That's the very amazing story is to see that person at the bottom of the barrel and they create something that, they outdo the daggone dude that on his own island. And I forgot what his name is. The one who is the Tommy Hilfiger. I don't know. The guy who owns Virgin Records, you end up surpassing him and something that he worked many, 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 years for, probably about 30, 40 years. And you end up doing it in 15. That's going to be a story. Even though he got a good story, you're going to have one too. And you just don't know. You're going to be a very beautiful and powerful representation of yourself. Like, I allowed myself to slack off. I allowed myself to give up when things got hard. And I allowed myself to play myself so short. And then when I started seeing that didn't get me anywhere, and God was like, he gave me this situation, or he gave me a vision that only I could see. He gave me a job or a tool that I can use that people are like, what are you going to do with that? You can't do much with that. Okay, but God didn't tell me that. It's okay for you to see that, but God had some intention to give me something so small that he can help me build up something so big. A lot of times he'll do that anyway for people to underestimate you. And, and he'll remind you a lot of times, there's a lot of times you'll be in the access of people to where they won't see you as valuable. They don't see you as something that, that is something great. They wanted them to do that. And there's a lot of times where they sit up here and say, God wanted him to see you play small. God wanted them to see like you didn't really have nothing. Your your whole world and your house was tumbling down. And you trying to see who the heck is going to help you. Like you going to have that one or two people, maybe even possibly three. You'd be lucky if you have a whole handful of like, what do we need to do? What tools we need? Because there's a lot of people say, oh, excuse me. Hell no. I ain't about to stay here. This is just too much. No, I need help. I'm good. I got something to do. I'll help you later. And then you turn around and you'll see like a handful of people. And sometimes, you luck out and have to be there by yourself and build it up. And didn't realize you don't tore everything down that's not even meant for you. Then, it was meant for you at that time, but then you allowed that to deteriorate. You allowed that to dissolve. And then by piece, bit by bit, that house, that raggedy shack turned into a big fortress of a mansion, a safe haven, that you can fit a whole family tree in. And it's just like everybody that walked away, all of a sudden seeing what you can get. Hey, how you doing? What you up to? Girl, I miss you. Boy, I miss you. What's been up? What's happening, Captain? Oh, good. I'm fine. Oh, wow, I'll just come in, to see how you're doing, to see, we can come kick it. No, I'm good. What'd you tell me? Not right now. I can't. I got stuff to do. Or maybe later, stuff like that. You appreciate stuff like that. But it's at that point where, you had, like I said before, certain people only had a certain access with you at that time. You're growing in that frequency so you can appreciate what those frequencies taught you. Everything is a life's lesson upon your growth if you choose to grow. If you want to play small, okay, God's like, well, I had something so big for you, but if you're comfortable right here, I'm gonna allow you to do that. Sooner or later, but they were like, don't don't allow yourself to get comfortable there, and it could be a blessing of a lifetime about to pass you by. There's going to be times where you're going to have big things that's going to come into your life, and it's not going to be easy to access that. But that's where they said that's where your blessings tend to count from, because you'll start appreciating a lot of things that you didn't never appreciate before. You're going to allow yourself to have gratitude for things that you took for granted. All these different things. So it's telling you to be steady on your frequency. Be around things that match your energy, but also allowing yourself to invest in opening up towards something that's going to exceed that as well. You a lot of times you don't want to deal with competitors and competition. Those are the two C's that'll kill your butt in a minute. It's just a person that that has no issue on seeing you as competition, but want to see you grow. They want the best to come out of you. Like, man, look, I did this and this and this and this and that at this short period of time. And you're like, or you got somebody that you can go to and say, I have an issue about this. I'm really trying to, because especially if it's somebody that knows you really taking something for seriousness, and they're not intimidated by their life, because they feel like everybody got, you only can't have one star in the sky. It's not going to be something that's breathtaking. It's not going to find something that's interesting. And a lot of people get intimidated by what you're trying to bring to the table. And it's like, okay, I got this to bring to the table, but I also have no problem with eating alone. I'm gonna be eating forever, but it's just at that point, I got to be selective about what I choose to entertain. And my spot in my life right now, I can't allow myself to be sloppy with that. I learned from that. I appreciate that. Everything that hurt me, broke me, taught me how to build myself back up. It taught me how to move on without that person. Because a lot of times we feel like, oh, I don't know if how I can be able to go through life without that person. And you just so mysteriously, you see how you've been just fine. A lot of times you make decisions on where you got peaceful after that. After that decision to let something go, let that situation go, let that person go, let that mindset go, that energy go, and all of a sudden you start feeling that peace. And when I tell you, that mess is a good feeling. Like, you'll have that emotion where you'll start crying because you'll see what you have missed out on within yourself, because you allowed yourself to hold on to so many different things. And those are the things that I'm like, you know what, I'm so grateful for. When I allowed God into my heart, or I allowed myself to see the God in me and the goddess in me that was forgotten, that was the best feeling in the world. When you allow yourself to know you're growing in your power, because you'll start feeling that crack or that certain pain, that spasm in your chest, because it's letting you know that heart chakra is really opening up. You're allowing that to be, it's okay to open up, because there's so much love and acknowledgement is trying to bring to you. So you can be able to, even when you're going through that hard times, you're being cared for, because that hard time is going to bring in your best times. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. I'm going to be having, it's almost close to 2.5 hours, I think. Yeah, 2.5 hours. It's about to be 5 o'clock. So I'll be having my chat support happening, my chat support group live at, 7:45 Eastern Standard Time. I hope I didn't say in my last video it's gonna be 7:30, but it's 7:45 interest. What is it? Eastern EST. Yeah, that word. EST. But y'all don't mess with me about that. I'm like, no, I'm trying to say a word, and I'm not going to argue, fuss, and fight with it. Ain't meant for me to say. So hopefully you'll be able to step in, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Leave all my contact information in the description box below, to be able, just to be able to connect with other people. It's like spiritual networking. There's a lot of different things that you may want to share with me, and try to see the backstory on it, or there may be different things you may be struggling with and trying to understand what's taking place into your life. Or there may be certain things that you really trying to find your way out of, a certain situation, and you don't feel comfortable with it, talking about it publicly. So you want to reach out to me, privately. And I totally understand. There's a lot of things that I didn't like talking about if I wasn't comfortable with at that time. And whatever we speak on is confidential, so you don't have to worry about that. All right. Remember what I told you. So, different things like that taking place, that I'll be able to try to help you, to give you a deeper understanding about what's taking place into your life. But I'll try my best to be able to help out the best way I can. My daughter talking to me, I was like, okay, that threw me off. But going through those different things, I try my best to be able to help you out. I also leave my link to my podcast as well to my Spotify podcasting channel as well. And now I'm starting to bring my IG reels over here as well. Like I said, if you want to connect with me over on IG, because I love that, being able to do that. Like I tell y'all all the time, this is like a positive outlet to me, and just being able to, touch base on different social platforms, not just helping me, through my experience, to be able to project something positive, to be able to help other people, just being able to spread that network so I can be able to hit base with, different people at the same time on different things on the same purpose. So, I'll leave that there, and I'll leave all my contact information in the description box below. I hope you had a beautiful Martin Luther King birthday weekend. Much props and respect to him. Paved the way for a lot of us. Happy New Year's as well. Different things that's taking place in your life may be shaking you, but it's going to take you back to still water. So, stay patient. Whatever you're manifesting into your life I'm putting on block and lock. It's going to come in so much bigger and better than you ever expected, and even make it come in sooner than you ever predicted as well. So allow yourself not to give up. Everything is not what it seems. And right when you get ready, to give up, that's when God's going to bless you with a miracle. So keep going. Everything is happening for a reason for you. It's going to bring in better. So, even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, words, vibe, frequencies. You just never know. All those things really take somebody a long way. You'll see me on my next video. Much love to you. I love y'all to death. I love y'all so much. So you'll see me on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Namaste.